Super. Now, a lot of people ask me what is wrong with Indian food. Some people say that Indian food is bad. Some people say that Indian food is nutritious. Now, see, if you just take a look at the food, the basics, like if you just go to the source of it, like we have wheat, we have rice, we have meat, we have eggs, we have got vegetables. So this is pretty much it's the same across the world. From geographical location basis, that would be the way that we cook, the seasonings that we add. So agree that we've got like pretty good taste when it comes to Indian cuisine. So that is where the problem is. So it's not with the food. I mean, it's about the way we cook. Now that's where the real problem is, because we are adding in a lot of empty calories. Now, when this is what I find funny, when people say that I'm going to go on a diet, from next month I'm just going to go start losing my weight, which is again a wrong concept. So when you start taking approaches like this, when you start cutting down food, which most of the diets ask you to do that, like you need to cut down on this, cut down on that, and they cut out at least like 60 to 70%, like the majority of the food that you actually consume on a regular basis from your birth, you're going to cut that down, and you're going to completely turn into a new paradigm. Now that is going to hit you on a psychological level. You cannot think straight, you cannot be decisive. Your hormones are going to take a big toll on you, from where you're going to have an emotional roller coaster. I would say that, if you can stick with the basics, you can still eat whatever you wanted. So I would say that don't go on to a diet, stick with the basics. That's the part that most people are not getting it, because when you just see the whole industry, the fitness industry, because it's been glorifying all the things about the diet, and you have to do this and you have to do that, etc., etc. It's all about the right combination. So in my academy, what I teach is like, once you start balancing out things, and when you understand the food on a nutritional basis, like scientific basis, which is not hard, once you get that food right, and I'm just going to give you a perspective. So the book that I was reading, I'm not sure about the author, but he says that when you are actually eating for your stomach, right, when you're actually eating for your stomach, you are going to add like 10 years to your life, and you are spending way too much, way too less when you eat for your stomach, which is the actual way, which is the right way. You're eating for function, you're not eating for the taste. But the moment you start eating for your tongue, the moment you start eating for your nose, the moment you start eating for your eyes, then that's the worst part. The moment you start eating for your eyes, you're spending way too much. Okay. And also, you get the analogy, right? Even if you just look at the food, it looks good, it looks neat, it looks glossy. Food is not supposed to be the glamour aspect. Food should not contain the glamour side of it. So you get the point, right? Food is supposed to be looking like food, not sexy, right? The moment you start decorating food, like the moment you start your decoration on the plate, and that's where the problems begin. People are not getting it. So there's nothing wrong with the Indian food. It's just about the way you cook it. So I even find that most of the even if you just take a look at most of the Indian women who are in the kitchen, they're spending a lot of time in the kitchen. And I would rather say that you can do something productive. You can spend about 30 to 45 minutes every day, and that's it. You're pretty much sorted with like at least 4 to 5 times a day. You can actually cook like nutritious meal. I'm talking about really, really super nutritious meal for like 4-5 meals a day. And it's pretty much the same. You don't have to spend like 5 hours for one meal, and that's what most people are doing, which is okay. One day is okay, 2 days is okay. Now how long are you going to spend to eat? 45 minutes, like half an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and that's it. Correct? So I would rather say that stick with the basics, and maybe you can have about 30 to 45 minutes every day spend in the kitchen, sort your meal out, and then you're good. That's the way that I want you to approach the whole food. So there's nothing wrong with Indian food, but it's all about the way that you cook it. And now we are indulging way too much on the food, which is not causing us any good. Okay, so yes, agree, food is one of the guilty pleasures, and we don't want to give it up. I don't want you to give it up, but it's just that if you want to continue eating even after you're 40 or you're 50 or 60, then I would say that have it in a very controlled manner. When you have that, then yes, you can. If not, if somebody else is going to come and just say, hey, you know what, maybe you need to stop it and start binging on medicines. So you will be eating medicines like food. All right. If you eat the food like medicine right now, then it's good.